Well, welcome back to Factorio Hyperbase, our attempt to make a massive science-based vanilla base. Can we get to there? We can. So, last episode we got fairly distracted sorting out the power. This episode we are going to get back to trying to sort out copper a little bit at a time. I did notice that the actual coal supply to the copper stacks was an issue, which is why I am turning their supply into a red belt. But as you can see just below me, clearly there are the actual ore is not being provided at the rate that we need it to be. So we will sort that out as well. There's another stack there, alright. We probably don't actually need this red belt to go the whole way, but just run out. Okay. My car, I think I've found it. It's just down here as well, so come down here and get it. A yellow belt should be good from... Oh, there's a whole stack up there. We might have to do a little bit more. So clearly the copper trains are not able to provide enough, nor is the, and in fact this is pointless as well, but it's not really making any difference because they're full. So it looks like they're moving, but it's fake. They're not moving anywhere. This one's not even getting any copper at all. This cannot be helping our stable science process. So, I think what I'll do is I'll head out to copper. I'll see what the issue is at copper. The easiest way, because there's no pack station there at this time, and it's just over here. You can see it appearing on the map. The easiest way to deal with it is just to see, let's have a look. Okay, so it has the stack inserters, but this is not doing enough. So I guess what we want to do is turn it all into well, I mean, this is not actually doing anything particularly useful. Until the rest of this is red. Let's make those stack inserters. And turn this into red as well, so that will enable these ones to go. At least back to a point. Really shouldn't let that move out. need to go one more here. Just make sure all of these inserters can move. I really should let that red come back to here. So what we really need to do is add in some additional inserters so that this is a solid red belt coming into the trains and they can load up a little bit faster, and then probably make a second platform. So we are going the right way. So if we come out here a bit, oops, we could use this to quickly add up how many we've got. 19. We should be able to go for about 26 on a red belt. So 19, it would be another 7. Well, we can only do 6 on each side. And this isn't actually going to help it load any faster just yet, because it will just mean one particular side can load a bit faster. Just so I know that that is clear, let's add a little bit more there. May as well use up the red belt that we have got. And yes, certainly if you're looking at the performance of one station with loading on both sides, that is better than just loading on one side, yes, but you're actually better off having two platforms with one side loading than you are with one platform with two side loading. So we need miners, we need probably more red belt. Get rid of this stuff. We're going to need some steel chests. This is top priority. I do want to extend what's in the make everything so that we can and set up our bot creation, because we're going to need that very soon. Gee, look at this. That's terrible. So he's hitting rocks that you can't see. Oh, it looks like we need a pathway through here. Here's the make everything. So we have some yellow belt to deposit back. We have some red belt that we need. Might as well take all of that, I guess. We need miners. many miners do I let this build to? That's quite a few now. You will probably need power poles. And we need to be able to make steel chests. Have I built the steel chest thing yet? No. What do we need for steel chests? Actually, I want... actually, maybe... Oh, the steel chests are exactly 5. Well, steel chests plus all of these is exactly 6, which is 2 rows. So maybe that's better for something else. What is needed in these things? Red circuits and green circuits. And steel chests require just steel plate. I might quickly build it. So steel chests require steel plate. These other chests require a steel chest and circuits. So I'm going to need 3 lines of stuff. Yeah, that's right. It goes there. I just got rid of all of those things because I was going to rush back to sort out the copper, and I got sidetracked. Let's grab back a little bit of that. Oh, and I may as well some of those when we need them. We've got something that we may well I guess we'll use it at some point so that we have the enriched fuel, so it is worthwhile. Bot capacity is a useful thing. So what I want is steel coming through to here. Which probably is going to be difficult with these things coming through, but maybe not if steel if we did something like that, we get through. So this is steel chests. It needs to go into, well, it should go into a steel chest actually, but I can't make any. For now, I just want to be able to create some so I don't have to handcraft them, but it is ultimately going to output them onto a line, and these are actually, maybe that line would be better if it was there, and then I could have a green circuit line there and a red circuit line there. And the reason for the separation is it will be easier to do this thing that I need to do here if I have that separation. Maybe I should have done that the other one. No, that will work. There you go, that's what I meant. up to? We're almost there. That's awesome. Reds onto this thing. And another row of 3 thingies. Which you don't need that end. Well, I don't even need to do that. I can do this crazy thing that some people like. Excuse me, I'll have some coffee. Coffee cures everything. So basically these need to be passive providers, requester chests, buffer chest, supply chest, and active provider. And you can go there, we can go oops, I got that round the wrong way, and something like that. And the same sort of thing over here. Let's do that the right way. That means we want that to go one more. We don't need to make all of these chests quickly, we just need to be able to make them. And yes, of course, this does mean that we will be making bots very, very soon. Now, what I would actually like is if these guys or if this one in particular built some of these so that I could actually make the chests that they're going to place them into be passive supply chests, but we are going to wire them up before these things get too crazy, and passive supply is less than, say, 100. Requester is less than 100. Oh, what happened here? These ones probably lower numbers for now. Buffer chest is less than 50. Supply chest is less than 50. And passive provider is less than 50 as well. And we've got the cargo capacity bonus. These things around here are the ones that are particularly useful to it, but not that one. These four are useful. Let's get the braking speed on the trains. Now, I don't need to make these. I can just take, say, half of them. It's unimportant that this isn't able to push out to all of these. Maybe I should have reordered it so that this one was late in the list, because it's not as important as these two. But it'll be fine. We don't have any bots yet. Maybe that's what I could put here. Where is it? Steel, iron, gear wheel, advanced circuits. Yes, that would make perfect sense. Unless I need the next level module for it. Sure why I have a blue chest. These ones are useful, the others are not specially. And some wire. We'll restrict that to just 20 for now. Okay, so we have everything that we need to sort out the trains, the copper trains, I think. If I can do a... Whoops. Well, at least I've got bots, I suppose, to repair the stuff that I smash. Down here. Whoop. Car really is very slow. Not exactly sure where I'm going to put this extra platform. Let's get the first platform sorted out and running efficiently first. So we wanted some additional miners on that one. We'll do a count on all of these just to make sure that we have 26. If we can get 26 in each row. These short rows might need an extra source feeding them. This patch is something like 40 million, but it's really not specially important to our future plans. I don't mind if the initial base exhausts it. Well, that one's not going to last. Oh, 4.8k, I suppose that's alright. Because we're only going to be able to fill at our slowest rate, so we need all of these to basically be complete. And these two look okay, but these bottom two do not. Let's do a quick measure. 16, so we need another 10 for that. I guess we could probably start another row just under here. 7, 8, 9, 10. There's no point stopping at 10. We might as well go the whole distance. I have the ability to build the faster armor now, so that's something else that I should do in the very near future. Right. It doesn't look like we are going to get that much from the very bottom here, but we still want to exhaust the whole mine, I guess. I am not going to be particularly perturbed by whether I clear out these initial mines or not in this playthrough. I'm just going to find big suitable ones for what I want to do and use them. Let me just do a quick count on this one. Is the shortest 20, so we only needed 6. Yeah, we get it easily, but there does appear to be a slot here that we can use to squeeze a little bit more goodness out of this thing. In which case that belt might as well go to there. And let's get the rest of this power in. .3. Why is this one not quite? Oh, we must be missing something. There we go. Much better. Let's take a moment to have a coffee and see how quickly this fills up. Starting to get a little bit behind at this point. Yeah, it's definitely slowed down. Since we're going to be adding another train to this, I do think we may as well take this moment to add another platform. I think it may as well just run in parallel. To sort of here. And maybe something like that. So that it's easy to signal. Braking force is done. Let us do stack inserter capacity. Actually, it might be the other inserters as well getting a bonus there. Okay, you need one of them. You need one of them. One of them. One of them, one of them. Coming out needs a chain. Going in needs a standard signal. that's pretty much it for the signalling. Now, steel chests. I seem to remember one of these, was it here? One of these may not have been a steel chest. No, they're all steel chests, so that's fine. In that case, oh, I haven't put a train stop down yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, wrong direction. Steel chests. Why don't I have 6? Well, you can see there that clearly there is no extra for a 6th anyway, so it doesn't really help. It's just a waste of UPS. The amount of time these trains spend in these stations is not long, and it's not a major part of the total journey. So making it slightly shorter doesn't really save you very much. Especially when you have outposts that are, you know, a little bit further even than this one, which doesn't actually take that long to get to that point either. We don't really need this line in the middle. So we will get rid of at least those ones. And let's see if I can make a few more rows. We need 4 more rows. Might need to move this car. Do I have enough miners? Hopefully. That's 26. Actually 27 going this way, but that's okay. I don't mind. Over is okay, which means we can probably stop there. We really just need to make sure that we have enough for this second platform. And it looks like we can go a little bit over there as well. Hopefully I have enough for this. I think that was our third, was it? 1, 2, 3, yes, we need 1 more. And actually, we might not have enough. As in, basically, we definitely don't have enough. Not to worry, let's do as much of this as we can. We'll go back to base, grab another supply. I should probably get grenades. Eek. I guess having bots is almost as good as grenades. No, you auto-trashed, thanks. Let's work out where we're going to run this. Probably if I counted up exactly how many miners I had in each one of these rows and optimized it to 26, I would have enough to do this without running back to base, but and we might not have enough red belt. Oh no, it looks like we're going to have tons of red belt, so that won't be an issue. Oh well. Okay, you are going to need to go to there, I think. Maybe I could do a balancer up here. Not that it really serves any great purpose, but it'll help load consistently if we overdraw on one side relative to another. Okay, so we had enough belt to do it all. Jump. Power poles. Hopefully we have enough power poles. I might end up going straight to solar in this playthrough. I have recursive blueprints, so we're going to do something quite exciting with that. We're going to have the solar field lay itself. I spent far too long manually laying one in the last playthrough, not doing that again. That's why some of the settings that we used were chosen, so that we don't have to worry about waterways and don't have to worry about clearing quite so many trees. But the bots are going to clear the trees all automatically for me. I'm just going to tell them when to stop, pretty much, when to start and when to stop. So that should be a little bit exciting, perhaps. Both of those are copper 1 now. Let's just get some more miners. That seems to be all that we require to finish this off. Not exactly sure how many more, maybe just 100. We're going to have to go up a little bit so that we don't get blocked by the this thing, the science area. And oh, we're down a little bit too far. So miners, where exactly? Miners, miners, there. That's why we need the logistic bots. That should be plenty. I think we've got enough of everything else as well. Right, let's learn from last time's mistake. Come up here and do a turn where there's tons of room. Whoa. Let's try to avoid using these things. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, and we hit that one as well. There you go, it's all fixed again. Oh, you can't even tell how much fuel you've got in these things. That's a little unfortunate. You should be able to. Back to this copper mine. So this row here is likely to need to be extended quite a bit. Certainly does not look like we've got 26 on the top. We need another 6. How many have we got underneath? 25. Okay. I'll just give both rows another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we have it. Done. So the mine's taken care of. Now, the other part that needed taking care of, well, we need to create another train stop and a train. Let's go to the local mine, which is rapidly depleting. We need to do this to iron as well. Iron is rapidly depleting. I will avoid crossing the train lines, but I need one of these things coming in here to supplement this, I think. Let me just check the mine. It looks compressed, but no, it doesn't look compressed when you look at it close up. So where there are miners that aren't moving, we need some red belt. We actually probably should have grabbed some more red belt. Let's go back to about there. Make this thing a red belted balancer. And then red belt along here. More tech available. Let's get into that tech. Braking force. Oops. Is that the only bits that... I know this one up here possibly could squeeze a little bit more in. Okay, so at this point we have yellow, we have compressed yellow at least coming out. That should be enough to get the copper completely. The last one should sometimes be a little bit stressed, but that's actually not good enough. We actually need to have this as compressed red and turn all of these into steel, because we're drawing too much off the side. We've helped it a bit, but just not quite enough. If we go down here, you can see how, well, it's not quite the compressed yellow that it should be just yet, but that should change fairly soon. Let's have another sip of coffee. It's starting to come out fairly compressed. Missed one there though. Right here, up here. Still taking some time for this to flow all the way through. But okay, so we have a virtually compressed at this point, not down here, but at this point it's basically compressed. Very occasional failure. But what we're going to notice, I mean, that's quite, well, it doesn't look like it's that much, but it does add up. We're going to get to, I mean, you can see already right here, it's absolutely shred. Oh, this does not have, oh, I haven't done these properly. They actually should, I think they should have the splitters at the ends of all of those. And it's fine when it goes straight into one of these. Every time it gets drawn off, it goes into one of these. So I suppose that's actually fine. You can see how light this gets so quickly, and coming down here, this machine is really able to go. So we're not quite getting the yellow science throughput that we should, and so these labs aren't working, so these things are taking slightly longer than they should. Maybe it's not that big a problem when we've only got this much left. Is there anywhere on this mine that we haven't covered? Yes, there is a tiny little patch there. Alright. Let's do that tiny little patch. Ideally it would flow into this one too. Oh look how much of this is not operating. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, we don't actually need all of that anymore. I'm going to come up here and we're actually going to do a split off. Preferably not one that involves putting belt where we don't need it. Well, that didn't take long. Pick up this stuff. Now, this belt is not fully compressed anymore because it's serving a second master. You can do that. They're powered. The whole thing is now being mined out. I meant for this to actually feed into that one, didn't I? Maybe we'll just do another split off here. So just every now and then one will get through. And these will operate at sort of 3/4 rate only. But we've now had a bit longer We've now had a little bit longer, so let's see if that's enough to help out much. You can see this is looking compressed at this point. Oops, no, that's not what I wanted to do. That was a little bit dumb. But okay, after one side of green, it's not too terrible. By the time we've gone through to red, it's horrid. Braking force is done. Let's get productivity mining. That will help the output from the mines. That will make up for the one-sided draw on the steel. So you can see, yeah, red circuits. By the time we've gone through red circuits, there's basically nothing left. So that's no good. We can't do that. We need to boost that mining. So I'm going to grab the steel furnaces that we've been doing. Those guys will build me another lot, so we can do it again if we need to. Let me just check power. We can get to about 216 with this, as long as the coal supply keeps up. Actually, while I'm here, let's get rid of some of those yellow belts again and grab some more red belt. That's the easiest way. Do I need to stock up anything else with red? No, probably not. I might need to increase the amount of it. Basically what we're going to need to do is turn this whole thing into red belt up until where the red circuits are made, and then after that it can be yellow belt. So that is up here. I mean, you can see already that it's not going to work, so let's start with upgrading all this belt. I really should have an upgrade mod in place for this, but I don't. So apologies that this is going to be slightly slow and boring. You can be a red don't need those ends, they're not contributing. Having this unbalanced is fine. Just affects the throughput of the stuff that's coming into it. It doesn't interrupt anything. Slightly speed us up till we get down to there. I don't know why any, whoops, 48's only one of these. There's 4 stacks. I actually need 48 times 4, so that could end up hurting a bit. I kind of don't really want to overbuild them though, because their useful life is fairly short. It's only until we get the next level of, well, until we start using modules. Now obviously modules do take a while, but you know, I've got a build that will smash through modules at a very high rate, and we will probably use something very similar to that to ensure that we can start putting our Hyperbase builds down at a decent rate as well. Now I don't have a book for these Hyperbase builds because I haven't built them yet, which is what will make the playthrough exciting. If I had already pre-built everything, I don't think it was that interesting just to lay them down. It's kind of the designing of it that is the interesting part. Okay. So what that's going to mean is if these had a large enough demand, this would no longer be fully saturated, but it doesn't. Steel furnaces. The stone furnaces are able to be used in more coal power generation, but that's pretty much the only place they get used. Oh. So that hasn't especially helped yet. Oops. I definitely don't want to use bots to pick this stuff up. This is where it's going into red. Yes, this is where we are going into red. So from this point down, it's probably okay for it to be yellow, but all of this needs to be red. So that all of those. Yeah. Now. Wait a sec, needs to be red down here as well. Out. Alright, more. How are our furnaces going? Looks like we have enough for another one. Where do we build those furnaces? It's where we are making the steam engines, right? Here. Yeah, we've got a few too many built already. I don't think the higher level, like the nuclear one, uses steam engines, no, but those boilers use steam engines. They're not used in any of the nuclear process, so it's hard to get rid of them. You really just need to blow them up once you're done. We probably need to enhance this iron. Actually, that's not the flow that I thought was going to be hammered so much. It's more this one. Interesting. Has this improved at all? Yes, it already has improved. Just by the changes we've made. One of those things being turned into the steel smelters, steel furnaces has already improved that, but we'll finish off the exercise anyway. I might just do that off camera. It's just rinse and repeat a few times. Thanks for joining me for this one. Hopefully next episode we can move on to more exciting things like extending the, well, probably bots. Probably bots. Anyway, see you then guys. Bye bye for now.